Hey, what's up, everybody? And welcome to another episode of the Link Entertainment Podcast. My name is Leah Selena, and today we have a very special edition of the Link Entertainment Podcast. Listen, we are going to be recapping season 6 of Netflix's hit show, Love is Blind. The talk has been heavy in these social media streets, so I had to get on here and recap everything and talk about AD and Clay and how he left us at the altar. We can talk about Chelsea and how clingy sis was. We can talk about that crazy conversation that Clay's mama and daddy had, Mr. Player, okay, and how he was taking Clay on the dates with other women outside his marriage. Child, that was some hot tea. That was craziness that we heard right there. So let's get into it. But before we do, make sure that you like, follow, and subscribe on all platforms. Follow us on social media at The Link ENT, on YouTube at The Link Entertainment. If you are listening to us via any podcast streaming service, make sure that you follow us and that you rate our show. Leave a comment. We definitely want to hear from you and all of our supporters. And speaking of support, if you guys could make a monetary donation, we would really, really appreciate that. If there's not a heart where you can see where you can donate, just look in the show description and you'll be able to click on the link where you can pay as little as $3 just to support us and to ensure that we're putting out great content to you guys consistently. All right, now that that's over with, I thought that it would be perfect to go and recap this season 6 of Love is Blind with my girls. So, everybody, please welcome my friends in real life to the show, Kayla and Tiara. Hey, y'all.
Hey girl, hey.
Hey.
I'm so glad that y'all are joining me because the tea is piping hot on Love is Blind. And to be honest, I have never watched a season of Love is Blind until now. Like, it was so many clips circulating on season 6 on social media. I was like, you know what? I need to go and watch it. And I'm glad that I did because it was good. So have you guys seen other seasons of Love is Blind, or was this y'all first season too?
I saw like a few episodes from season 4, but like I wasn't like all the way caught up. How about you, Kayla?
Yeah, so I've been a Love is Blind fan from the beginning. The show hasn't been as crazy as this one, but it's a good show. I feel like some seasons were like, oh, okay, this is paid promo or whatever, but this last season I think takes the cake for all of them.
It was juicy. Like I normally don't do reality TV, but I think by like episode 3, I was like trying to come home like real fast. I was like, what do I mean? I just watched all of these episodes in one day. This season's not over. Like, yeah.
All right, so let's get into it, y'all. Let's kick it off with our first couple, Jeremy and Laura.
What's a couple?
I, in the very beginning, I thought they actually might they actually might make it.
Mm-hmm.
In the very beginning, they were figuring out their issues. They were good at arguing and ceasing it, coming back together. I was like, okay, growth, y'all better do
Right?
that. But the moment I saw Jeremy on vacation and say that he wanted to see Sarah Ann, I said, oh,
No.
they ain't gonna make it.
So you think that like it was bad that he wanted to see Sarah Ann?
Like, I understood, like, if he wanted to see her, but the way he was talking about it, and I feel like he said it a couple times, it was like he wanted to see what's good with Sarah Ann. Like, not like I would like to see her again or just finally meet her. It was like it was a tough decision, and I really want to go see what's up with Sarah Ann too.
I hated how he broke up with like Sarah Ann, and not just like in support of like, oh, I want y'all to be together. I was just like, if you are this confused about breaking up with someone, how are you in the right headspace to say that I'm about to propose to somebody else? Like, it's just giving, you don't know exactly what you want to do, so you're not at a space to make a decision. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's not fair. Like at that point when he was breaking up with Sarah Ann, I was over there like, Laura, girl, if you only knew, your answer would be no, because baby, you can't be this confused about me and her at the same time, but moving forward with me. That means you have not cut that off. Like it's still there.
For sure.
But don't you feel like a lot of people in the show kind of like that's just like the nature of the show? Like, you know, you always come down to your two, and then it's like, who's gonna, I guess, win me over? And I feel like a lot of viewers like us, we get lost in like, oh my goodness, I'm no one's second pick. But it's also like, this is a dating show. Like, you know, you got to do what's best for you sometimes.
I agree with you. I agree. That's why when they be trying to come at Sarah Ann, I'm like, how y'all mad? They was all in this love triangle. Like, if he would have proposed to her, she would have been like, yes. So, like, because, like, I find it a little hard to believe, like, am I going to say that y'all don't love each other after 3 weeks of not seeing each other? I'm not going to say you don't, but maybe you do. Like, maybe you do. So, if y'all are all deep in there, you got feelings.
I'm glad you brought that up, Tiara, because let's get into it. Sarah Ann. The girlies are not liking her. She's not a girl's girl.
She's not a girl's girl, right? According to the people.
According to the people, Sarah Ann is not a girl's girl. But me and Tiara have a different perspective on this situation. A lot of people think that Sarah Ann was wrong for messaging Jeremy right after getting out of the pods and knowing that he was now engaged. Tiara and I believe that Sarah Ann was not wrong for DMing Jeremy. And I say that because if this was real life, in real life, you meet somebody, y'all date for a few months, maybe a year or two, y'all engaged, like that would be totally wrong to then message somebody like, I want to see what's good.
Right.
But this is different. In the show, they have only known each other for 2 weeks at this point. For 2 weeks. And there was a love triangle. Somebody had to choose between her and somebody else. So they're all in love, or if not in love, strong like, and they feel like they should be with that person. And so after 2 weeks, whether I know that person is engaged or not, I just feel like it's valid and necessary, if you really like the person, to reach out and be like, hey, like what we had was great. And if you're still open to meeting me or dating, like I would love that opportunity. I just feel like there's nothing wrong with that after knowing that everybody only has known each other for 2 weeks.
Agreed. I'm right there with you. I'm just like, you know, especially like you said, the timeline of everything. Also, right after, you know, he's like, hey, I'm breaking up with you. She's being removed from the pod. So she has a lot of feelings that she's processing that she didn't say when the breakup was happening. So I'm like, yeah, I don't think it was wrong for you to get out what you need to get out, especially since the breakup seemed very unclear. It already seemed like there was hesitation. So it's like, okay, hey, I'm going to tell you how I feel, and just moving forward, if there's more hesitation, like I'm not upset with you. So like, in other words, like if you want to spin the block, like I'm still open to get to know you. Like, you know, it's out there.
And I'm for it. I'm here for it. And guess what? They're together a year later.
Right. So I guess I'm the only one that's with the rest of the world that's like, no, she's wrong. Like, I get what you guys are saying. I never thought about it like that. But I think it just depends on her intentions. Like, if you're reaching out for clarity because you guys didn't get that when he broke up with you, fine. But it was not giving that. It's giving, I still want you. I know you got someone else. Like, I don't know. Not a girl's girl. Not feeling it. No, move on. You do not love him after 2 weeks. No, you do not. Like,
but guess what? Just like they not in love after 2 weeks, all them girls ain't best friends.
Exactly. Like, girls, when we in competition for these men, we are not friends, baby. You are in competition. We out here to work.
Yeah, we not friends, but okay, so I don't know if I forgot this part or missed this part, but like when they go back out of the pods and they're with the girls, they all talk about their interests and the people they like, right? Did they ever talk about him together? Because I feel like they did.
I feel
No.
like what I've noticed a lot is like all of the women would be trying to be sneaky. Like they'll talk about the guys inconspicuously, but they're like, I don't want to say too much because I think so and so also went on a date with them. All for like weird things. They were trying to pick together like clues. Like, oh, she was like, yeah, he had a nice blue shirt on, and I remember he said he was wearing a blue shirt on Tuesday. Like trying to put it that way, but like I don't think anybody was open and upfront. Like, oh, you're talking to him, so am I. Like if you look at the guys, they were open. Like Jimmy and Trevor both knew they was talking to the same girl, and it was just like he like that's my dude, and also do what you gotta do, but I'm coming right back in there after you, like baby.
Exactly. In previous seasons, the girls were like that too. It was just like you go back after your dates or whatever, and you talk, and you're like, oh, I'm really feeling XYZ, and then that kind of like, at least puts it out there so they know, like, of course we're not friends and I don't expect loyalty from you, but this is just like, I'm really feeling him. Like I have a connection with this person. I feel like if that happened, that kind of is dirty. Like, yeah, we're all here for love, but you trying to pursue the person I got, like, back up.
They know sneaky. They were sneaky. Like, I'll give you that. They were a little bit sneaky in there because I don't know if like, outside of it, 2024 has been kind of rough in the dating scene, even outside of this. So, Love is Blind, having that in there. I feel like these women were just a little bit more sneaky, not as open. Like I told you, I only seen a few episodes from season 4. But for that one, I don't think anybody else wanted Brett besides Tiffany. So like I feel like she was very open about hers. But like Sarah Ann and Laura, I don't think they were in the same friend group because the girls seemed to be very cliquey. And so it was like, yeah, you ain't my sis. I'm not your friend.
All right, who we got next? Who else we talking about? We got Amy and Johnny. So our one couple that actually got married. What we got to say about them?
Boring. I did not like, okay, y'all found each other, is perfect. Give us something other than birth control and not wanting to obviously use protection. I didn't get it. I feel like they were just thrown in there like,
I'm with you, Kayla. Like, even their wedding, I fast forward through because, baby, I already knew what was going to happen. This was not entertaining. The most entertainment I got from them was the birth control segment when they brought up a vasectomy. And I was like, y'all should not... y'all shouldn't be on national television because I know you did not say contraception and then throw out vasectomy like
that. And he kept like, I didn't understand. Okay, like she doesn't want to go on birth control because of the side effects. We get that. We know what birth control can do, after extended periods of time. But that is not the only. Wear a condom if you do not want kids. I didn't understand where he would like. Why did they keep skipping over that? Like. He kept saying, I don't want to get vasectomy, whatever. She doesn't want birth control. Okay. What did we have before all of this?
And I think they brought up condoms one time, and he was like, that's not 100%. And then on the birth control thing, I was like, there's non-hormonal birth control. Like,
so
I'm like, either y'all just gonna stop, you don't want to do it. So just say you don't want to do it. Like, because there's ways around this.
Yeah. I feel like they were looking for a storyline, and that was just
reaching.
Interesting, I guess.
It was annoying.
Yeah.
I was like, wear a condom.
I feel like the whole world was just like, bruh, you don't know what condoms are.
And then Amy like, if I get pregnant, we'll still be okay. And it's like, y'all really reaching for this. Y'all are really reaching for this.
But after he said, like, I think he said condom, he said 100% or whatever you said, Tierra. I was like, okay, so I think I get it now. He said all his past girlfriends had birth control. And so they had birth control and he had a condom. So in his head, to feel comfortable, he needs birth control and him wearing a condom. And now in this situation, it would just be condom. And he just felt defenseless.
That 1% is kicking butts out here.
Yeah, like has it happened to him before? Why are you so paranoid?
He was scared straight.
And actually, if I remember correctly, isn't it like 99.9% effective?
It is like it's really a minute, and you will not ever meet someone that's like, oh my goodness, yeah, it just didn't, unless someone was poking holes in the condom or like I don't know.
That's hilarious.
Okay.
All right, next we got Jimmy and Chelsea. Woo, this was good. Jimmy and Chelsea.
Oh, Megan Fox done cheat. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she lied. Big cap. I would have turned around because Megan Fox weird.
Okay, no, I can see it. The dark eyes, the hair. But there was a meme, and it was just like, we're just looking at it on the wrong head. And, so it makes sense. But, like, yeah, she got the dark hair and the light eyes.
I'm not gonna lie, like if you look at her, I see it. I see the Megan Fox. Like
You
just
see
cover up her nose and mouth. Like put
You
your hand up.
And the body. And the body. And then
Let's see.
Like I can see it a little bit, but in her defense, she said other people have said she looks like Megan Fox, and she said she thinks it's only because of her hair and her eyes. In her defense,
she should have never brought that up.
Right.
When I tell you, I do not like. I don't want to say I don't like Chelsea because I don't know her, but I feel like she is a manipulator. Like I feel like this whole, even that comment about looking like Megan Fox was just all a ploy. Like I feel like just this whole thing was a setup, and I don't like it. And they should have addressed it on the reunion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
they should.
I honestly was questioning myself, like, am I a bad person? Why are you crying? What is wrong with you? You do not know this, man. She was too emotional for me. Like you said, she is a manipulator. And it was just given like, girl, shut up. Like, you only know him for 2 weeks. You keep crying over stuff that's like not even serious. And then she's like, we've been able to work through our fights and stuff. And I'm like, what fights? Like, you're picking the fights. These are not serious things that are going to happen in your marriage. And you're like, yeah, we can get through anything. Like, girl, no, you can't. Obviously. I did not like her, like, at all.
Gaslighting. She was a number one gaslighter. I said, okay, what world do you live in? Because I think it was like one episode, and she was like, you haven't even kissed me all day. And I'm like, I know I just seen them cameras on that upside down mouth 3 times already. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
Since this morning, yeah, she, one of the girls that needs attention, very insecure. And that's one thing. It's like, girl, you have to work on yourself before you're able to give yourself to someone else. And that's what it was giving. Like, you're just not securing yourself as a person. So now you're pointing out your own flaws through the eyes of someone else. Like, that's what you're trying to do. And he's not like that. Like, it was too much.
It was so much.
And then the reunion, like they were saying, it was hard to see scenes with her and Jimmy and how like she was so insecure because she's just not that person. Like when they're always around her, like she's fun and bubbly and everything. But I'm like, a person as a friend and a person in a relationship are 2 different people. And you can see from jump, like it's not even like this is how she is with Jimmy because Jimmy's doing XYZ. Like from jump on a vacation, she was like, do you like me? Are you attracted to me?
Right.
You think I'm beautiful? And then she would say it again and ask it again and again.
Right. You didn't tell me that you love me or that I was beautiful all day today. And it's like,
I will say, when they first got to see each other, he did not like her. I did not. He did not like her. He was like,
that door opened and his face was
he was like,
because yeah, baby, he was stuck. She had to run across that.
Yeah. And I think
first of all, why did she run like that?
I was dead because, bro, what?
He did not like her. Like, you could tell he was kind of disappointed and like, dang, like, what did I just do? And I think she picked up on that, and then she's already kind of an insecure girl. So it was like, all right, like he really didn't like me, and I don't know if he's gonna stay. So now I gotta kind of be extra.
And you know what? She was being insecure before they even saw each other. Because if you listen, she was like, I don't know what he's going to think. I'm a bigger girl.
Yep. Oh, and the tattoos. She was like, what? You've never dated girls with tattoos? And he's like, no. He's like, honestly, this is new. I think he was trying to process it all throughout the 2 weeks. And she was like, wow, like, he don't like me.
And was that I think because she was insecure and like she wasn't sure how he was going to like accept her even before like the reveal, and then her seeing Jessica and it's just like, okay, like Jessica's a very like she is stereotypical pretty, right? Like she's like, you know, she has a nice body, you know, so she's like, okay, I feel like this is what he's gonna like. And so when she sees that Jess is really, really liking him, because I feel like that comment about looking like Megan Fox didn't really come out until after she heard Jessica and her other friend talking about how much she really likes Jimmy. And she's like, yeah, I think I'm gonna bring up about my child and everything like that. And she's like, I need a trump card. Like, you know, just because I feel like to this day, I'm like, and we already know, but Jimmy definitely finds Jess beautiful, you know. And every time anything about Jessica's looks comes up, you know, Chelsea's face automatically goes into that upside down smile, and she's just the pieces. Which is why I think it's funny that she wants to be Jess' best friend, even though I have a conspiracy theory on that.
Wait, so was it? I forgot what they were talking about, but when Jimmy finally did see Jess, did he like? I feel like they asked him something. He's like, "Oh, I've never seen her. Or I only seen her once or something." But didn't he make like a profile or something to see her? Or someone showed him a picture of her.
Yes, Jeremy. Back to messy Jeremy. Because you know, not a fan of Jeremy. I just didn't think Jeremy was wrong. But Jeremy, of course, showed Jimmy a picture of Jess.
And he said he friend requested her or something.
He sent her a friend request. She didn't accept it, so then he privated his page and unfollow or unrequested the page. But it's like, boy, you was already sneaking. We already know what she was on. I want to start with that EpiPen. He probably did.
I found it really weird for Chelsea and Jessica to be like best friends, and her daughter calls her Aunt Chelsea now. I was like, what? Like, what is going on? Like, this girl was so insecure, and you don't want a friend like that who's that insecure of you. Like, she was scared for when Jimmy was going to finally see a picture of Jessica. Like, she spoke on that. I'm like, this is crazy how insecure and vocally insecure this person is. That's scary.
It is.
When I tell you, I think the only reason that Chelsea is friends with Jess is just in case, like, to make sure that Jess never spins the block on Jimmy. Like, when I tell you, like, I just really feel like, because I feel like everybody knows, if she's not, but if Jess was ever to, like, on a late night tip, DM Jimmy, Jimmy's coming running. Okay, he ain't gonna hesitate or nothing. So Chelsea's like, you know what? I still love Jimmy because even after that breakup, she was all crying, begging, pick me. All the tears. And then you saw how they were sitting together on the reunion. She's over here grabbing his thigh, they're holding hands. She is trying to keep that in rotation just in case. And her one competition, because nobody really wants Jimmy, but she's like, listen, he wanted Jess. I need to make sure that this just never happens because, you know, you're a girl's girl. We just ganged up on Sarah Ann, so there's no way that you're going to be able to play the innocent card that I loved him first.
Yeah.
And let's talk about that girl's girl thing because there's two things that happened. So when Laura and Jessica finally got together, Laura was like, you should go after Jimmy. Like, I think you could do it. And she was like asking her like how she feel about their relationship. Like, is it looking like I could ease my way in there? And Laura was like, yeah, like you should go for it. I think there's definitely room for opportunity. So there's that situation there. And then fast forward to when everybody met each other at the lake. I feel like when Jessica and Jeremy finally got the chance, Jessica and Jimmy finally got the chance to speak, to me, Jessica sounded like she was trying to see if she could work her way back with Jimmy. Like she was like, "Are you guys happy?" Like it was just subtle things that she was saying to make me feel like she was trying to get with Jimmy. And Jimmy was standing his ground. He was like, "I'm with Chelsea." Like Jimmy was 10 toes down. Like he was making those statements because he could feel that Jessica was trying to feel him out and slide over there. So yeah, no, she's not a girl's girl.
Well, nobody's a girl's girl.
No. And I need them to give everybody the same energy.
That is true.
Because what did Jess say to him? Whether she was like, "Are you sure? Because for her sake, I need you to be sure." Girl.
For your sake.
I'm also wondering, why was Jessica on the stage with everybody?
Right. Girl, you didn't make it.
All couples.
You didn't make the cut, sweetie.
I thought that was weird. I feel like they really propping Jessica up to be a bigger star or something, because it was nothing but couples on that stage. And if it was somebody individually, they brought them out, like Trevor or whatever. Like they brought them out later. Like Jessica didn't need to be just sitting up there the whole time.
Messy.
But whatever. She's about to be on what's that show called? Mixed Match.
The Perfect Match. The Perfect Match. I said, she said, I'm gonna try it again. Okay, time out segue. Would y'all ever go on a dating show? I just want to know.
No.
No,
I just don't, especially not Love is Blind, because it's not. Like, why are we all pretending like people? No, looks matter.
Stop it.
No, I just can't. And I feel like I just wouldn't take it serious. Like, it would be a game. Like, just doing this for fun. Like, no.
Yeah. I would be really shocked if I went on there and really found somebody. And I don't think I would get married at the end. Like, I'm not. Marriage is too important. Like, I really need to know you.
Yeah.
I really do. There's no way I could, in my right mind, that I could get married to somebody that quick like that.
Right? It's like you just fast forward the whole thing. Like, I just met you. Now I got to move in with you. Like,
we known each other for 35 days.
Like, what is going on? You haven't even met my other personalities yet. Like, this is about not to go well. This is not about to go well.
And then he's like, "I love you." That's what gets me. I get so angry because what? You love this person? Yeah, you don't need to be married. Because what? How do you love them? Girl. In what ways do you love them?
And why do they be so? They be like, from the deepest soul of my body, I love you with my whole entire heart. You didn't even know I existed 3 weeks ago. But you in it. We locked in for what?
I don't understand how they write vows. Like, what are you writing about? What are you getting up there? Your vows are very short. Like, you have nothing to say. No.
Wild. This little hair is gonna just get me.
Fix it here. But y'all, we have to talk about good old Trevor. Like, we gotta touch on Trevor real quick. Okay, so in the pause, Chelsea was in a love triangle between Trevor and Jimmy. I honestly felt like she needed to pick Trevor.
Yes.
For 2 reasons. One, I just felt like different things that they connected on in her type. It just seemed like that's Trevor. So girl, go with Trevor. And then of course, you know Jimmy gonna love Jessica when he see her. So like, I feel like those are the 2 couples that should have walked away. But and then I kept thinking about, I think Chelsea should have went with Trevor. I wish I could have seen that play out. But y'all,
protect Trevor at all costs.
You said protect. Did she say protect Trevor?
That's what they said, but that was the thing. Like, before all this craziness came out, apparently people were like, protect Trevor at all costs.
Protect the person that... No, we're joking, right? We're not talking about the same person that they pulled up the text messages for.
This is before we knew that.
You know, America has a soft spot for whenever a man starts to cry. I don't know why it's acceptable to cry all the time, but America be like, he's over there boo-hooing. Nope. We care about him.
You cry, I'm laughing. As a man, and I hate to play into that whole toxic masculinity thing, but on TV, you gonna embarrass me on TV.
Boo-hooing.
I'll save that that next comment for when we get there, because no, I can't take men crying on TV.
What?
Hey, look,
Mm-mm.
look at that.
It's so funny. Like, be for real. You really think I believe you?
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
No.
Okay, so Trevor, y'all, if y'all didn't already know, Trevor, it came out that Trevor had a girlfriend before he went into the pods, and he was texting her like right before he gave up his phone. So you can't have your phone in the whole while you're filming and all that. And he was like, "Oh, I love you," da da da, to this girlfriend before going into the pods, and then texted her immediately after he got his phone back and was like, "Oh, I will marry you." I'm confused. And so was Trevor.
He was
Say, Trevor, the only person on that stage that was just like, I'm toxic and I know and I need help. I said, baby, it's not you. That whole stage is toxic and they need help. So y'all are peas in the pod. Right. I was mad that he was over there ready to go. Like, no, you was with your people. Like, y'all can't make him feel bad. All of y'all got issues.
I was crying because he was like, I had this whole thing planned out to say. And I'm like, did he walked up there like it was about to be sweet. Like, like he was going to get in with him and Chelsea. Like, girl, you know, you should have picked me, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, we had the receipts.
Yo, they were not playing. Like, what got into them?
It was the face where he was like, like, man, close your mouth. Close your mouth.
That picture.
Yeah, they pulled up all his receipts. They're like, so what do you mean by this? You're telling us you don't love this person that you just said X, Y, and Z to? And he's like, I'm toxic.
It's a trauma bond. She knew that if I found my wife here, I was going to go off with them.
He's like, I never asked her to be my girlfriend.
That's a man.
That was such a guy answer.
Such a guy answer. He said, we're not in a relationship. We're in a situationship. We just happen to traumatically love each other. You know?
Nick said, so you just telling people you love them like that? Like,
he was crazy.
It's been 2 weeks, Nick. You know they out here just telling people they love them. Maybe like 3 days in the pod. Dude, I love you. It just slipped out. I love you too.
No.
Wild.
This is date number 7. You just had 6 other dates with 6 other people, but you love this one. Okay.
Well, this was the couple, this next couple. I absolutely love them. Okay. Until AD had a conversation with Kenneth.
Okay, time out. I was not upset with AD's combo with Kenneth because I do feel like that it should be a conversation that you have to have. And because, you know, you're not assuming like what the other person looks like in the pods, you don't actually discuss, you know, race. But like one of those things is like, hey, you know, we are getting married, looking to have kids. Like, have you thought about like, hey, what does your life look like as a white mother to Black kids? And like, you know, I don't want to be that person like, oh, race is everything. But like, no, that is a different dynamic. Like there's going to be things that your kids face that you don't know. And like on his way as well. So it was like, are you prepared to navigate that? And like, how would you navigate that?
I was concerned for them. Like once they were finally going to see each other, my initial thought was, what is she going to say when this Black man walks out? Because it just was not giving you date Black men. Not saying like she's a bad person, but you could just, you know, you can tell those women that are not Black that date outside their race. Like they have a different personality types. I didn't see that for her. So I'm like, oh my goodness, like, is she going to be like, like, oh my God, it's a Black man. Like, it wasn't. And I was like, I love that for you. Like, you really like him for him. Because I don't know if that was me. I could say this, you know, like, I don't know. I was so surprised. And I'm glad that, like, she actually, like, was trying. And, you know, he had his own issues. But
oh no, because what did she say? She was like, I don't feel that crave. Like what I basically heard at her mouth was like, I'm not sexually attracted to you. Like I want to have to hold it in.
I didn't hear that. I heard you've been ignoring me for the past.
Yeah, like she wanted more physical from him, and he wasn't physical, which you know we all have our own reasons why you can think. I feel like she wanted him to be like physical with her, and he was not giving that at all. He was just like,
Because
I don't know what he came on the show for, but it wasn't for love.
he's a principal and he had to get back to his students and his parents. Like that's why.
I don't know what in the world. I was rooting for them. And listen, if I see a good, wholesome Christian couple, that's going to get my heart. I never in my life would thought I would root for an interracial couple more in my life than I did with them. I was like, oh, they both Christians. They love the Lord. They saving themselves to marriage. Just what I'm talking about. I am rooting for y'all. Kenneth and Brittany, let's get it. And like you, Kayla, I was worried when they would finally see each other. I was worried on both parts. Her seeing the black man and him seeing a white woman.
I feel like it's kind of easier to I don't know. For me, I think with men, like they can feel out like, I feel like he knew she wasn't black.
If
that makes sense.
A white one.
But for her, I feel like he wasn't giving anything.
But I think they talked about that.
Oh, they did?
That actually came up. I can't remember if it was them, but I think it came up. I think she said, like, I'm assuming you're a black man, right? Like, she said something like that. I really think it was her that said that.
Mm.
And he was like, yes, I think they had already talked about it, but like they connected, on so many other levels. It was just like, we're going to see past that. And they were beautiful. It was great. And then AD brought up those necessary concerns to him because he did. I'm glad AD had that conversation with him because that was needed. Any black man needs to have that conversation as well as a black woman because you the man. As a white man, you gonna be the head of the household and these kids black and they going out into a world that don't like them. Like that's a lot right there. So
I feel like I remember somewhere where I think that Kenneth and Brittany had the conversation, and I think that Kayla, she's like, no, like I do date black men. Like that wasn't normal for her because they were asking about the family because he did bring up, he was like, I've never dated a white woman before, so like when I go back home, my family, my friends, like they're black. It's gonna be a conversation like, hey, do she got you? Like, and like, of course, him saying that, like, it's very loaded because you're like, hey, do she got me? Like, yeah, when stuff gets rough, like, can you count on her to like go through the mud with you? And I feel like, I don't know. I feel like he kind of just was already checked out though before that for other.
Oh reasons. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Other
reasons. I feel like she was down.
He didn't start showing it. Like he was so attentive to her. Like you could literally see the shift. Like they were like good. He pulling up chairs for her, like doing all this stuff, and then she just became invisible to him.
The shit I saw. Okay, on the honeymoon when they were in DR. And they was on the boat, and trying to figure out the way. And I said, "It's over." I said, "It's over. It's over. It's done." Like I was just like, it felt impersonal. It was like he didn't want to be there anymore. And it was just like, oh, she's trying too. She's trying to get closer, trying to cling in. I'm like, girl, talk about dolphins. Yeah, start talking about dolphins. Get them back.
He didn't have his phone at that point.
Didn't have it. Didn't have it.
Yeah, I don't know. I liked her though. Like you could tell, like she was really there for him, and he kind of just gave her the cold shoulder after a while. And I'm like, this is embarrassing. Like when they moved in, I'm not unpacking all your. Get up, get off your phone.
And she was doing the most. She was like, "Well, what drawer do you want?
Right. What side do you want? How do you want the house set up?" Like she was trying, and he's like,
she said he never answered her. He never answered her.
Well, he had the audacity to be packing his bag and like to go to his bro's house.
Yeah. Okay. Do with that what you will. That's all I needed. Yeah. That's all I needed to hear. And I was like, oh, this makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what type of people Kenneth likes, but I hope he finds this wholesome black woman that suits him. Because the white was just, that really threw him in for a loop.
It did. But them being best friends now and like the leg grab and the talking on the phone every day, I was just like, okay, Okay.
Mhm,
That one, Caleb.
Yeah, bestie. That's my best friend. Yep. Mhm. She
I
knows
really want to
you.
talk about it, but I'm growing in my faith, and I don't
Yeah.
want to.
Like, I'm gonna just leave that there.
Yeah, I think it's all up to whatever you want to perceive that whole thing as. I think we all can agree.
Yes.
There's some red flags there.
For sure. I also I felt bad for Brittany because she didn't deserve to be treated the way Kenneth was treating her, and
Yeah.
I wanted more for her. I'm like, Brittany, you a good woman, and you deserve better. And I also was mad at Kenneth because I'm like, as a black man, like, why are you doing this girl like that? Like, you're a black man. You're a principal. You're supposed to be a good role model for these young boys. And the way you treating this woman, it's like ridiculous to me. So I thought that was wild. Like even him being like a role model figure to people in his personal life. I'm like, this is on TV forever, and all these young boys are gonna see how you treated a woman, and that wasn't cool.
It was immature, especially when they broke up or whatever, and she's down there crying. The least you could have done was hug her, let her know, like, it's just not gonna work out. Like, yes, y'all said that, but you just left, and then on your phone,
and made a plan, and made a move,
and made a yes. It was like that, and then every time she would try to like communicate how she felt, it was never like, oh, okay, why do you feel this way? Or like an understanding. It was just like, well, I didn't do that. Like, and you was over here doing it's like, this is not your time to talk about what I didn't do. If you felt strongly about it, you could have brought it up, but you're waiting until I'm telling you, like, hey, I feel that you're distant. Like, I'm trying to spend time with you, and it seems like you're prioritizing everything else.
He was the gaslighter because he was like, that's how you feel. Like, what? You're making me feel this way. What do you mean that's how I feel? You don't feel that way. I'm telling you how I feel. He'd be like, no, that's how you interpreted it. This is how you feel. Like, what is wrong with you? The world.
Every time she brought up something, he flipped it onto her. And I was like, are you serious right now?
Mind blown.
Like, this man is a manipulator. He is crafty. He is crafty.
He would be like, I'm sad. Like, I feel like, you're not here. I'm here. That's just how you felt. You said. Like,
she said, you weren't here all day. He said, what? I came in the house at 2 a.m., but you didn't want to cuddle. You came in the house at 2 a.m. and now you think I want to cuddle with you?
Yeah, find the wrong in your sentence, in your actions.
Right. Like, standing behind it, like that was a valid excuse. I'm trying to get intimate without being intimate.
Yeah.
Now, I feel like this couple was really, really interesting, and their situation was entertaining, and they should have gotten more time on the reunion.
Yes.
Like, all of this and what we're talking about, we should have seen it on a reunion, and I was so excited to see it and then let down when I didn't.
Yeah.
So
it looked good though on the reunion. I like Brittany's really pretty to me. I was like, you girl, don't play with it. You 24? Go outside. Just go outside.
Right.
Yeah, she cute.
Mm-hmm.
She pretty. Okay, y'all ready for the big one?
Yes, the mess.
Are y'all ready for the mess?
Because I can't. I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you.
Like, I was not.
Not at
all.
I'm
with you, Kayla. I wasn't rooting for them. I wanted them to break up. I didn't want them to lead a pause together.
No. It never gave Clay and AD.
No.
Never.
The first red flag was my role model and men were P. Diddy and Will Smith.
I know he wish he could take that back.
Throw that whole man away.
Yeah, a year ago, cool. No. Not for the people that knew everything, but now that we know what we know, and you said that on TV, yeah, he should have been on the reunion. Like, let me redact that statement. Because what? Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I feel like we all have met a Clay.
Hmm?
I feel like all women have met a Clay in some shape or form. And I can see the red flags, and I was like, AD need to go back to therapy if she said she went, because you said you went to therapy so that you could do better because you always date the same men. And then you literally said that Clay was just like the other guys that you dated. And the only difference is he was more transparent. So that made it okay to keep seeing.
What did she say in her little introduction bio? She's like, when I see a red flag, I just paint my nails to match it.
Yeah, very delusional.
Right? And that's what it gave the whole entire season, because I'm like, this is gonna be wrong, but like, I can't be empathetic for your case of how you broke down at the end of the aisle, because like, you already knew, you felt it, you saw it, the hesitation was always there. So just to continue, it's like, okay, you want to ride with it.
Mm-hmm.
And if he would have said yes, knowing all the hesitation, all the red flags, how he made you feel, and a lot of scenarios, you were going to take that and still become his wife. So it's like, I can't want more for you if you don't want more for yourself.
Exactly. And I feel like yes, we all are mad at Clay for like basically stringing her along, making it seem like he was trying to get ready. But ultimately, he's right. Like, you know you're not ready to be married to this woman. Why would you get up there and say yeah? He could have done it earlier on, not at the altar.
Right.
But at the end of the day, like, his reason, and I feel like yes, like, but you already knew that from the beginning. That's the thing. Like, you're not wrong for saying you're not ready and you don't want to commit because it's serious. You recognize how serious a union and a marriage is, but why embarrass her like that? Like,
no. What did he say? He was like, he didn't know at the end of Love Is Blind that you got married. I'm like, did they not read the whole contract to you when you signed up on this show? Like,
it was cap. He got on there to promote his little rental, his little boats, whatever.
Right? When he said, I don't know about her finances, I said, oh, so jet skis is booming.
Right. Let me talk. In Charlotte, we don't got that much water. Okay.
Are you in Charlotte, Kayla?
I'm from Charlotte. So I'm like,
I'm always there. My mom's from there. And I was like, Charlotte is a landlocked city. So what are you doing?
Where's the water? All you're going is to Lake Norman, and it ain't that. Nobody wants to go to Lake Norman or Raleigh. Like, no.
Same page.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so there was that. She also said that she was Captain Save-A-Ho earlier on. She said that.
Problems.
They said there was a connection. I only saw a vibe. Like, they spoke in trendy words.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a vibe. Okay. Like,
body.
Everything
about that body.
Every now and then, pull out Proverbs or whatever verse. It
was like, lean on God's understanding, not your own. My mama told me to get this Bible verse right here.
And they didn't lean on God's understanding.
No, because you wouldn't have got that far. You wouldn't have got that far. Okay.
Time you felt that intuition, God was telling you this ain't it.
Yes.
He was the whole time.
Do y'all know what moment wanted me to throw my computer across the room?
What?
When Clay finally met AD's mom, and then he walked away, and AD told her mom, "See, he has substance, right?"
Yeah, she was giving Big Loser.
Same scene right before when AD's telling her mom, she's like, he hasn't been coming home. He's always busy with his meeting. Like, I feel like, there's a distance. Like, he's just like, he's hesitant. He's scared. I just don't know what to do. Her mama like, you got to fight for what you want. Like, relationships are not easy. We haven't been 3 weeks in, and I'm telling you that he's not coming home and he feels distance, and you want me to fight for it. Basically, I'm telling you this man don't like me, and you telling me to fight for him.
I also didn't like when AD met his mom, and I forgot what they were talking about, but basically it was like everything AD addressed that she was concerned about. The mama kind of was like, that's too bad. I'm like, For me, it was given mama's boy, and I'm gonna protect my son. Which, yes, protect your son, but also call your son out. And I think eventually she did get to that point, but it was more so like AD's mom saying to Clay things his mother should have told him, like, our marriage is not will not be your marriage. You know, like, why isn't your mother telling you that? You keep bringing this up about your parents.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I was just confused about his mom not like directly talking to him about things earlier on. It wasn't until the end where it was like, okay, like his mom is actually like she's there, I guess.
I was really confused on him, like when he's going through and he's telling AD how like his dad used to take him on his cheating escapades on his mom and how he ain't never tell nobody. And like I understand. I'm like, but all in my mind, I was like, so you basically telling me that the woman that birthed you, that you love with all your heart, that you could keep a secret from her, and now you want me to think that you're not gonna keep secrets from me? Like
that part.
No, and then it's just like, I feel like one of the big things that was skipped over is, Clay was just always talking about his dad, like, my dad is a great father, he was a great man. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I hear all of that, but you could be a great father to your kids and you can be a great man into the world, but are you a great man to me? And like, those are three different categories. And so it's like, what you're telling me is that you have a fear of cheating because, it's genetic. Because, it seemed like since my daddy did it, like, I'm going to do it too. But I'm like,
I don't get, like, you can obviously see that bothered him. But like you were saying, like, if you know your dad did that to your mom and the way it's affecting you.
Right.
Why not be different? I never understood that. It's like men, like they see how their father treat them, or say their father wasn't in their lives, and then they have children, and then they're not in their children's life. But you knew how that felt as a child. So why turn around and do the same thing? Like psychologically, of course, there's something wrong up there with people that have been placed in like these type of situations and have to grow up like this. But it's just like, when are you going to get out of that victim's mindset and actually do what you want to do to improve yourself? Because if you didn't like the way your mom was kind of kept in the dark and cheated on and used and abused, why go and do that to someone else? And I think it didn't click for him until they got to the altar and he's like, I can't be my dad anymore. Yeah. I'm like, you didn't know that from the beginning? Like,
we all knew you was your daddy. We all knew.
Hello, after talking about P. Diddy, like, yeah, you're gonna be your daddy. Like, what?
No. And his mom, like when they was talking about how like his mom helped encourage him to be on the show so he could settle down, like they kind of insinuated that he was never in a serious relationship. And he was just in situationships, it seemed like, and just with multiple women. So that's why it seemed he afraid of settling down because he ain't never really done it yet.
Did y'all see that girl that came up out of nowhere that he was like supposed to be in a 3-year relationship with, that happened in the midst of the filming of Love Is Blind? So it was just like, she's like, yeah, he's like gone for long periods of times. I'm not getting any response going back and everything like that. And I'm like,
yeah, they found it quick. Because at first I was thinking he didn't like dark-skinned women either. Because honestly, when they met, let's talk about that. He does not find AD attractive. I don't care what anyone says. This woman is not attractive to him. And it showed. That's why he went and reverted to her body. Like, that's all he could say about her. And I think she picked up on it and was like, yeah, I got a body. Like, girl, more than that.
And when she first came on the show, she was like, yeah, men are usually always attracted to the body, but I'm going to this experiment because like you can't see each other. So like, I want you to get to know the deeper me. She's like, my name is Amber. Was it Amber Denise or something like that? And she's like, and I have this voice, like you won't be able to tell like exactly what I am. But girl, once everybody see you, all that was your biggest asset, was just this body. When I put this dress on, he's gonna be speechless. I don't eat carbs.
Yeah, like
what?
That's all she like glamorized. And I'm like, I mean, it sucked, but once they saw each other, you could tell he did not find her attractive. Like the way he was looking, it was just like a.
And she thought he was so fine, and I like.
Yes, I was like, you look so good. You look so good, and he's like, he never said anything about how she looked the whole time. She's like, you are so fine, and he's like, oh, your body.
Right? Even on the wedding day, like the day that she's supposed to be, she actually looked really pretty on her wedding day, besides some lashes.
Yeah.
But like him, Okay, body. Like, no, okay, beautiful woman walking down who's like getting ready to spend her life with me. Like,
you look beautiful.
yeah.
Baby.
Like it's different than, physical, but like I'm about to marry you. Like, yeah, you're beautiful. And it was none of that.
I told you it was no connection. It was just vibes and trendy words. That's all.
Never touch a man with them dangly earrings.
Look,
that be the red flag. I don't know who needs to hear it, but as soon as you see a man that got a run away.
Run away. Say it to people in the back. Cause yeah.
Run away. And tooth in the back too.
Oh my goodness. But the part I was saying earlier about like the men crying, like for me, I think this is just my personality. I personally don't like to see anybody cry, and especially not on TV. Like, I don't know if it's something I need to work on, but for me, it makes me so upset. Like, why are you crying? Like, cry alone for me. But I know people, you deal with your emotions in a different way. And I'm probably a more private person. Like, I'd rather cry by myself so no one sees it. And there's nothing wrong with confronting your emotions. But when he sat up there on that reunion and started crying and love my life, I never loved it. Save it. I do not do that for you. No. Why are you even crying? You did this to yourself.
No. Can we run it back to the altar though? When after he said no, and then he went through his speech like, "I'm gonna do the work. This woman right here gonna fight for me," and I was just like, "She is." Like, you just told me in front of my whole entire family and your family that you can't marry me because you're not a husband. You're not ready. I'm in love, but I'm not that deep in love. But she gonna fight for me.
Yeah, no, I do not like him. And after seeing the reunion and seeing him sit up there and try to force these tears out of your eyes, like you love my life, get out of here.
They messing around though, right?
Yeah, because she's crazy.
They messing around though. They messing around.
Oh yeah, for sure. Sickening.
That's why you get no empathy from me.
And that's what he wanted from the beginning. Just someone else to add to his little roster.
He covered. Now he is masterful. Clay is masterful because he did all that foolishness with AD, and to stay out of trouble, he masked it with I need to go to therapy. I know I need to go to therapy. Like that whole season, he hadn't went to therapy yet. Like he was just talking about I need to go to therapy for that. That's what I'm going to do. And then the reunion, I've been to therapy and I just switched to another one.
He asked to what therapy. He's like, I went to a few of them. I had to find a right fit. Baby, you was not in therapy. You are not.
Never went. It never gave. You've been healed. No. You need to go talk to that lady. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Every time he cried, you right, Kayla, like I didn't see no tears.
It wasn't I wanted to knock my TV off the wall because are you serious? And I feel like AD felt the same way. Like, boy, you gonna get up here and act like you like it.
She was acting too. She was like, because I feel like you played in my face, baby. No, you don't feel like it. He was, and you still stand beside him.
Exactly. Still rubbing his leg.
Right? Rubbing legs and everything. Cheesing all up there. I see pictures surfacing of them spending Thanksgiving together. Girl, don't make me mad. Don't make me mad.
And before she said how he played in her face, she said respectfully. I'm like, respectfully?
What? Nick asked her, Nick was like, AD, could you ever see yourself dating Clay? And she was like, next question, please. Because you're already dating him. And Clay like, say next question. He's like, yup, I sure will, baby. We know because you in there. You already in there. Irritating.
Yeah, that whole, I don't know. It's toxic for them. And they need to literally they should have left it at the altar. But
she walked off strong. Like, I give you that walk off was strong. I was like, okay, wait in the exhale moment. You got it.
Yeah, no. And then you see all of this stuff resurfacing. And it's just like, girl.
And the kissing in the back. After he rejected you at the offer, you still gonna let him kiss you and y'all hugging? I said, oh, they built different.
Yeah, because I would have blew his car up.
Oh. Look, I said, I might be a little violent. I want to get a little.
And then when she was saying like she's never enough, she was like, why am I never enough? I was like, okay, we definitely got to go back to therapy now because You're going back to the same pattern and the same type of men, and now it doesn't work out, and you're asking, why are you never enough? Like, that is not ever a question that we need to ask ourselves. Like, that's you don't feel like
my heart. That really hurt my heart to hear, because it was like, she's really, like, all jokes aside, it's like you're really battling something inside, and you think a husband is going to fix that, and it's not. Like, it's not. And so,
but it won't ever get fixed if you keep cycling through the same kind of men. Like, obviously you have a type, you keep approaching these kind of men that aren't really looking for anything. You need to be serious and intentional. Don't be anyone's second choice. You keep coming up as someone's last resort, or okay, since it's convenient, you know. And then again, her being back with him now in their situationship, what are you doing? You need to go to therapy too, because it's going to keep happening, and you're never going to feel like enough.
And it's because she gives so much of herself. Like, if you notice in the season, in the episodes and everything, she just kept trying to like pour into him, pour more. It's like, okay, baby. No, like, not saying that, you know, you can't pour into your man, but outside of this show, baby, he's in the courting phase. He needs to be showing you what he's doing. He's letting you know, like, hey, I see a wife. Let me show you why I'm a husband. Let me show you what I can do for you. You know, but everything in here was just like, all right, he's emotionally unavailable. He's kind of, you know, what was it? He was worried about the looks. He's worried about sexual chemistry. It's like, you're worried about everything else, but you're not worried about, like, okay, hey, you know, this is the type of husband that I see myself as. Like, if you don't see yourself as a husband first before even finding a wife, then you're not. So you're already in the process backwards. And he know he wasn't nobody's husband.
Truly. Oof. I already knew from the jump I did not like him at all.
I did too. And another red flag that started out in the pods was he be turning up. Like, he yelled at her and it was still in the pods.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I remember that. It was like,
turned up on her, got up on his seat, walking around the sofa, like, going off. Ain't no way in the world a man gonna yell at me like that, and I don't even know you like that, and we gonna leave out of here as a couple? Yeah, no.
Was it because of Matthew? Like, you
now in hindsight, AD, that was a lesson for her as well, and she made me mad when she cried. That was one of those, I'm tired of her crying. Like, why she crying? She talking about some other dude to another dude she's seeing. Now, should she have done that? No. But he had to turn up on her like
he was.
He said it's a competition. Y'all know what it is. You know we dating multiple people. We got to talk about Matthew because he's funny. Y'all don't like Matthew?
He alright, but like, he wasn't it.
Yeah.
He wasn't it, but I want to say I think Matthew's on the spectrum, and I love that he's not always socially aware of how he comes off. And I might be petty, but his unaware of social cues was kind of funny for me. Because when he had to question, the girl was like, oh, well, what would you do? He was like, I actually wasn't prepared to answer questions. I was just going to ask them. And I was like, you know what, Matthew? Tell her. Because you said you interviewing for me.
That was hilarious.
For it. Yes. But no.
They actually have a show called Love on the Spectrum.
Do they?
Really?
And it's on Netflix.
What? I'm not watching that because I have to fight for my spot in heaven every day on the internet, and I'm just not gonna set myself up on this.
Listen, if you get a little hee-hee, you just might get a little hee-hee. But I think it's amazing though that they have a show like that, because like, a person on the spectrum and a person that's not, like, it would be really rare for something like that to like click and happen. So I was just happy that they did make a space for people on the spectrum to date each other and meet similar people like them. So I do like that.
No, you're right. That is dope, actually. Even though I feel like we all kind of on the spectrum somewhere, you know. So you know, like, but you know, what she said, she did go on a few more dates with Matthew after this.
She went on 2.
And that was what made me mad. Because why are you apologizing to Clay? Y'all not together. She's like, oh, he doesn't like. And he's sitting up there like, Like, boy, the uppercut him so bad.
He was all stiff in that chair.
He was just like, ugh. Like, what is going on with you? And she kept looking over, like, is it okay if I say this? Like, no.
They get on my nerves. They in a whole situationship. Like, she need to stop.
And she was trying to front the entire time as if I'm beyond that. You playing in my face. This is it. You're still with him.
Like, if you gonna do it, then stand behind your decision.
Exactly.
You're like, yep, he left me at the altar, and guess what? He's still my man. Like,
yeah.
This is that moment on Steve Wilkos or Jerry Springer or whatever when it was like, is this your man? And he was like, yeah. He was sad.
Yep.
Okay, I got a question for y'all. So there's like speculation going around. What do you think of the next season of Love is Blind being in DC or like the DMV area?
I would love that.
That would be good.
Y'all think it's gonna be toxic and petty?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, like,
I don't know if it's gonna be in DC. Y'all actually got seen something come on my timeline as an ad for casting for Love is Blind in Minnesota.
oh,
I think it was Minnesota.
Yeah.
So that's definitely coming up. I think it was Minnesota, one of them states.
okay.
But yeah, I would love it to be in the DMV. That would be so interesting.
I feel like that would be the most hilarious thing I've ever seen in my whole entire life, especially like with all the type of people that we have in DMV.
I was gonna say it's like a melting pot of people, so it would be so interesting. Like, especially just amongst Black people or people who identify as Black in general. Like, so many different cultures, ethnicities. Like, that would be good. Because I was surprised when they did the last 2 seasons in Charlotte. I'm like, what made you choose us? Like, what do we have? You know, like Charlotte. But
But like if it's ever in the DMV, I'm more excited about the white people because when I tell you I came across Are We Dating the Same Guy DMV and no girls be out there cutting up.
Really? I don't Black people on mine.
Huh?
I'm in one of those Are We Dating the Same People too? And straight Black guys. Which one are you in?
No, like my old realtor told me one. It was like, oh, I was like, they putting everything. He was like Robert Johnson, Deloitte employee for 2.5 years, living in Arlington, Virginia. Red flag. He asked for Sarah's number while we were at the bar still. I'm like, she put her employee ID out there. Like, she was not playing with you. She wanted them to know.
And then everybody comments that they've been with him too.
Yeah. I was like, y'all got tea.
Yeah, it will be good. All right, y'all have any last remarks before we wrap this up on Love is Blind or the reunion?
It was entertaining. It was an entertaining season. And I know Laura said, this is my life. And, you know, but baby, your life made for some entertaining television and Netflix knew it.
I agree. Yeah, I'm just happy they had it in Charlotte. Like, oh my gosh, now everybody knows, you know, we have a lot to do there. You know, you get the best of all types of worlds there, different kind of people. Maybe the men aren't the best, but that's everywhere. Yeah, it was definitely, I think, it was probably the best season, I would say. Very entertaining in terms of drama. In terms of love, no one beats the first season. What was it? Lauren and I forgot the husband's name. They're still together. It's an interracial couple, but yeah.
I need to look into that first season.
Yeah,
Have you seen it yet?
I just started season 1 because I told y'all season 6, this is the first season I ever tuned in. I just kept seeing foolishness and I said, you know what? Let me see what they're talking about. And I was in for a treat.
You know that means for messy. That we all came in here for the drama.
Oh yeah. That's all reality TV is for, you know. Good little kiki haha. This could never be me.
Right? That right there. I would never do it.
Right.
But I did watch Amy and Johnny's wedding. I did watch it.
I watched some of it.
It was.
Look,
I love Hispanic families. They're the best.
I think I saw, her dad. Was that her dad? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, her dad.
Cortez. I think he said Macintosh and Cortez family, and then the camera went to like Johnny's face, and he was like, I was like, you wanted him to say Macintosh last, didn't you? I was ready for some drama. I was making it up in my head because I was like,
he should have said Johnny's last name first, though. I mean, last.
Yeah,
yeah, he should have did that.
He said, you going to my family.
Period. All right, y'all. Share your socials or where people can follow you.
You can follow me on Instagram at ALYAKMAI. That is I am Kayla backwards. For those who are like, what? She just gave us a lot of letters. Yeah.
Yes, and you can follow me at Tiara.Latrice on Instagram. TIERRA.LATREISS. Yes, a lot of letters as well, but blame my mama.
My bad. I meant to tell y'all to change your names to it.
I think I can edit it really quick.
You can.
Yes, let me try.
Y'all can follow me on Instagram at LeahSelena_. That's LeahSelena_. And make sure that you follow the Link Entertainment on social media. Follow TNT. Did you change your name, Tier? Did you want to? You probably still can. It might still work.
I don't know how to do it. It's okay. It's spelled just like that. Just put a period in the middle, guys.
Okay, there we go. Just put a period in the middle. All right, follow the Link Entertainment on social media at the Link ENT. For the hottest stories, make sure you visit thelinkentertainment.com. While you're there, make sure you also sign up for our newsletters. And of course, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow us, leave a review. And if you can support with a monetary donation, we really, really appreciate that. And I think that's a wrap. Hope y'all had fun and enjoyed our commentary for the special edition of the Link Entertainment podcast. And make sure you tune in to us regularly. We drop new episodes every second and fourth Tuesday of the month. All right. See y'all next time. Bye.
Thanks for having us.